Hey everyone, and welcome back to another King Arthur Legends Rise video. So in today's video, guys, we're going to be giving, my take on two videos that came out recently from two really great content creators, Dillar Tactics and Loki Magics. So if you guys haven't seen their channels or whatever, I highly suggest going out there and checking them out. I think they make really great content. I watch both their channels, and it's entertaining to me. A lot of stuff that they talk about I know already, but they're just entertaining to watch. So even if it's something that I know about, it's still enjoyable. So yeah, go support them. But both of them put out, their kind of opinion on whether or not this game is dying. Now, I know this is a very common topic within this type of space. It always is, because there's a lot of competition, to be honest, and it's not so much competition on different games available to play for you. It's more so competition of your of your attention span. And what I mean by that is we kind of live in a society where everything needs to be like every single day needs to be something new, quick hits of something new, dopamine hits of something new. That's why I think a lot of us play games like this, is because of the dopamine of summoning characters. We like to gamble a bit. So whenever you get to a point in a game where there's nothing fresh or new, your attention span is going elsewhere. I think a lot of people probably start looking elsewhere to play other games. What else can I do? Why am I spending money here? Why am I spending time doing this? All of those questions need to be asked for sure. The reason why I think that this game is not dying per se is because there aren't a lot of other options for this genre. Now you do have things that you can play, but the games are older, right? You'll have Honkai Star Rail, you'll have Raid Shadow Legends, you got Summoner's War, which was the OG that's celebrating its 10-year anniversary, which is absolutely insane. And then you have, some smaller games like Awakened Chaos Era, which is where I came from. You also have Age of Magic, you have Infinite Magic Raid, like you have options out there. The problem is like I said, they're a little bit older, so people might have already played them. Maybe everything's flushed out there. I don't know about some of those games. I know Raid is still going extremely strong. I know Summoner's War is still going extremely strong. But the game I came from, Awakened Chaos Era, which is another reason why I don't think this game is dying, Awakened Chaos Era has basically been on maintenance mode for I don't know how long. It's got to be close to a year now. The developers openly said that they won't, develop anything new. They will just, release a new character, I don't know, once a month, something like that, maybe every 2 weeks. And that's it. But that game is still going. They have not shut it down. People still spend in it. It's got to be close to 50K or 100K. And I believe they only have like one content creator, maybe two, I don't know. And the one I know is French. But it just goes to show that a game like this, these mobile games, they don't take a whole lot to actually run. All of the cost is up front. Getting all of the stuff developed up front, game modes, characters, art design, IP, all of that stuff is done up front. After that, it's kind of on cruise control, and then you have to pay people to develop new stuff. So, just a little segue that I've noticed with Dillar and Loki. Both those guys are pretty, well, at least Loki is a big spender. I think Dillar has, and I don't know if he said how much he spent, but he said, he'll spend plenty of money in a game and then just drop it. He doesn't have any kind of attachment to it based on the amount of money he spends, which is something that he had mentioned in his video as to why people get upset when you ask if a game is dying, because they have money spent in the game and they feel attached to it and they don't want their money to go to waste, which is pretty funny or ironic considering you've spent money on pixels. This game, these types of games give you no rate of return, okay? If you're looking to make money off this game, I don't know what you're doing, because this is supposed to be your expendable cash that you're fine burning. It's basically going into a casino and putting your money into a slot machine, except there's no chance of you making millions. So, yeah, I don't understand why people get upset with that. But I've also seen people rage comment on these guys' videos talking about, oh, you're a whale and now you have nothing to do. You know, I think I saw one comment today on Loki Magic's video telling him to F off to another game. It's just like, the guy's giving his opinion. I don't understand why you have to tell him to F off whenever he's just telling you how it is from his point of view. Now, you might not be able to relate to that, which is okay. And you might even think that he's coming from the wrong place. But to tell him to F off is one way of going about it. With the people that spend a lot of money in this game, you need to pay attention to what they want. If they are unhappy, that is not good for a low spender or a free-to-play person. Because whether you like it or not, the whales are the ones who fund future content. I know maybe some of you don't want to hear that, but it is true. Because you're not giving the game anything. And for the game to come out with something new, they have to pay somebody to develop it. So that's where they're getting their funding. And that's what should be going into the game from the spend from whales. Now, sometimes whenever you have companies like Netmarble or Kabam, I don't know how I'm not quite sure how the payment structure works there. I don't know if Netmarble bought out Kabam or just bought this game from Kabam and now they own it. The thing is sometimes the spend from this game might be put into a future game. Now, I know one of their most popular games, Netmarble's, is like Solo Leveling Arise, which I believe is a idle RPG. So they might be taking King Arthur's money because they don't want to develop it anymore, and they put it into that. And if they're doing that, that will make whales unhappy, and they will move on to something new. And that's not good for the people like us listening who want this game to continue succeeding. So we should take into consideration what they are upset about and be concerned about it. And then we should also want similar things from them. If they want more endgame content, it's something that we should post about on Netmarble's site, which is, I think, the only way to get a hold of them. I think that's one of the things that company does really, really wrong, is they do not connect with their community well. They don't have a community manager in Discord. They don't have anyone to talk to content creators. There's no way for content creators to get a hold of that company. It's very, very poor. So we're basically just blindsided by what is new, what's coming out. We don't have any info, which doesn't work in their favor. You know, we're supposed to be able to get people hyped about new things coming out. That's something that Raid does really well, is they'll talk about future things that are in development. They have a whole segment on their YouTube channel talking about what's next in Raid to get people hyped up, especially if people are frustrated, they don't have things to do, or they think the game is stale. This game does not do that, and I believe it is the publisher's fault of Netmarble. So getting back to the original question, is this game dying? I think it is very clear that the game is not as successful as when it first came out, which is what Loki Magics talks about in his video showing the numbers. It is so clear that the game has dwindled in the amount of money that it makes per month, the amount of people playing it, the amount of downloads. So those aren't good things. However, this game, I think, can still operate with the amount of cash that it has coming in, considering that it doesn't really have a big advertising budget. It doesn't really have, a high cost to develop. You have the lore, you have the IP. All you need to do is release 1 or 2 new things a month, right? I don't think that's that hard. Whether it be a new PvP mode for the whales, I think that's the only way to go for whales, is to do PvP stuff, because then you're fighting against other whales. The PvE stuff, they're just going to cruise through because they can buy all the characters. And then the other thing that they'll need to do is they need to put out more characters more frequently to freshen things up. If they don't do that, this game will eventually go by the wayside. It may still operate at where it is, and if you guys love this game as it is, that's great. Like I said, you got a lot of things to work for. Maybe they'll release new characters every once in a while without any new content. Then you'll just do some PvP. You'll do your Forbidden Dungeon, and then that'll be it. But right now, because there's nothing else in the genre, I think this game is going to be doing okay, at least for the next couple months, or at least until the end of the year. Some two big games that I am looking forward to, although the first one I don't even know if it's big, is a game called Etheria Restart. That was pretty fun. There was a closed beta for about 11 days, and it has all the potential that I like in a game. And then the second one is Godforge. That is another game that I'm very, very excited for. It's from, it's like a game developed by gacha gamers who've played Raid Shadow Legends. Hell Hades or Simon. He's co-CEO of that company. They've been working on this thing for like 2 years. I think everyone is really, really hyped about it, including myself. And I'm hoping that that comes out soon, because I will be playing that game as well. I'm still liking King Arthur. I really want them to just keep working on it. The problem is I don't have any insight, and that I think that is the biggest issue. No one knows what is going on inside the company. So if they were to fix that, if they were to give dev notes or whatever on a timely manner every month to let you know what they're working on, or give you a little insight into what the maintenance is going to be, I think the game would have a lot healthier community than it does. But I think Dilar and Loki are certainly, they certainly have valid reasons to feel like the game is not doing well, and that is perfectly fine with me. I think the game is doing okay. It's just not operating at a point that I think a lot of people thought it should be, considering all the things that we talked about. It's got the good bones. It's got a really great IP with the lore. Everyone knows, King Arthur and Excalibur. It's something that it's almost par for the course for this gacha genre, where they have potential to be a great game, but it just never seems to matter to developers, which is why I think so many people are looking forward to Godforge, because it's a game that is made by the community who knows or feels the things that we're feeling right now. But I know this was just me rambling and giving my response to that. I just wanted to chime in on it as we kind of have a down day here before maintenance, and hopefully we got some new stuff for you tomorrow to work on. But that's all I have, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.